Welcome back, SuicideFantasyFootball.com, giving you right before the draft, Jim, right before the season starts, high-profile changes news that might be going on about players that you either just drafted or considering drafting.
A lot of people have drafts even on Tuesday night this week coming up.
I have two of them.
Going down to the wire. We got one tonight, you have two on Tuesday. So now is crunch time. Now's when you can make a decision that can kill your season or win your leg.
All right, so the first thing, big news coming out of camp, is MJD ends holdout.
Of course he does.
Now,
he's not missing any game checks, baby. You can miss that little $100,000 fine for missing
$100,000 fine, Jim. $1.2 million in finable.
Yeah, but game checks are what really
Oh,
counts.
yeah. But I'm saying before they work anything out,
they're not fining him.
I'm not saying they are, but I'm saying right now, dude, he doesn't have a new contract, and they could fine him $1.2 million.
Right.
So just because he ended the holdout doesn't mean MJD is going to be playing week 1.
No, and he's going to get hurt. Because every running back who
running
sits
back,
out time,
Jim,
going all the way back to Dorsey Levens for the names, anybody who holds out as a running back gets hurt. It happens to wide receivers too, Vincent Jackson.
They either
all the time.
get hurt or suck. But for whatever reason, I'm not high on MJD. I was helping someone through a draft yesterday, and we lost phone connection for a minute, and I got back, and with her second pick in the draft, she picked MJD, and I almost shit.
Yeah, sounds like a regular hour draft.
Yeah, right. It sounds like what I would have taken if I was there.
Right.
MJD, what's it mean to you, Jim?
Well, I don't really like him. I said all year.
I know you don't really like him, but what are you moving him to? What round would you consider taking MJD?
Fourth or fifth round. I've said it all along. That's where I think he fits in right now. I wouldn't go higher than that, and somebody's going to. So MJD will not be on any roster.
All right, and now, when would you take Rashad Jennings if you do get MJD? When are you cuffing Jennings? You really got to do it by the 7th round.
Yeah, I would definitely.
Another reason I don't like MJD.
Yeah, I like Rashad Jennings. I would not take MJD, but I would take Rashad Jennings in the 7th or 8th round. Yeah, absolutely.
See, I think
Liberty University. I killed the Eagles when they didn't draft him in the 7th round. I love Rashad Jennings coming out of college.
I like him, Jim, but I think now it's made people take Rashad Jennings too early. I don't think Rashad Jennings is a 7th round pick. Yeah. When there's guys still out there, all right. So I'll give you this or that. Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, or him.
Dude, it's not even a question. Ben Jarvis
in the 7th or 8th round, Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis
in the 4th round, guaranteed. Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's going to be better people there than Rashad Jennings. If you're skipping on MJD, I think you'll find a better person there. All right, so moving on to the next news. That's Mike Wallace signs his tender, and he's now back in Pittsburgh.
I don't think it really does much for anybody except for Mike Wallace. I think Antonio Brown's going to do what he's going to do. I think Ben Roethlisberger's going to do what he's going to do.
I think you're crazy to not think it's an upgrade to have Mike Wallace instead of Emmanuel Sanders on the other side of Antonio Brown.
I hear you, but Mike Wallace isn't really going to come into play until week 3 or week 4, so I don't think it makes
Jim?
it that
What is
big
it about a wide receiver that makes him not be able to run fly patterns? That's what Mike Wallace does. He runs fly patterns.
He hasn't been hit, Eric. You can't just put your pads on and go out there and play.
And run fly patterns?
Yeah.
I think you're crazy there.
Why?
I hear you with MJD.
Where they have a place you can go work out where 240-pound linebackers crack you when you run a fly pattern?
When you're Mike Wallace, when do you get hit by 240-pound linebackers?
All the time.
How often is a 240-pound dude covering Mike Wallace?
A 230-pound safety.
Still, Jim, it's not about that. It's the preseason anyway. Guys aren't getting crushed.
Vincent Jackson, hello.
Vincent Jackson is an anomaly, dude. He's an idiot and an injury risk whether he holds out or doesn't hold out. Mike Wallace isn't. We will see. I'm saying Jim's wrong. I'm taking Mike Wallace over Antonio Brown. I think he makes Ben Roethlisberger a better quarterback. He's now going up to my 8th quarterback from my 11th quarterback. So that's me. Don't listen to Dummy.
One of these days we're going to just battle royal right in the middle of it. I'm just going to...
I don't want to do that.
Headlock.
You got me there. Yeah, this table can't take any more of you hitting it like that. All right, moving on to the next person, Jim. Kenny Britt. Kenny Britt's only getting a 1-game suspension now. What does that mean for you when you're considering drafting Kenny Britt?
Listen, Kenny Britt is probably the best talent-wise wide receiver in Tennessee. I don't know where he's going to come in fantasy football.
Probably the best talent-wise? I thought you were going to give something bigger than in Tennessee.
Nate Washington's got a lot of talent, and so does Kendall Wright. Kendall Wright has a lot of talent, so, you know, you just can never tell with Kenny Britt. He's probably a 5th or 6th round draft pick now.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
He's going to miss a game, but he's also one move away from probably missing the rest of the season. So,
which is Kenny Britt's problem.
Yeah.
He's not only an off-the-field problem, but he's an on-the-field problem because he gets injured so much.
Yeah.
And it's always soft tissue stuff. And as a young player, that's
What's your
scary.
favorite word, soft tissue?
Well, soft tissue, when guys get hurt and no one even hits them,
Yes.
it scares the hell out of me.
Yes.
So Andre Johnson scares me, Kenny Britt scares me because of those soft tissue injuries.
Gotcha.
And Kenny Britt, I will say I picked him. I got him in the 9th round before he was announced that he was only going to have a 1-game suspension.
Good pick.
But I think Kenny Britt could be that guy who you pick as your 4th or 5th wide receiver, and he ends up starting for you if you get lucky and he stays healthy.
Sure. Could be.
All right, next person, Jim. Dez Bryant and his rules. What does it mean to you that Dez Bryant has to have, which you told me these were his self-imposed rules. I didn't understand it that way. I thought the Cowboys came down and said, listen, you can wear Irvin's jersey, but you can't act like him.
Right. Well, according to Jerry Jones, which, take it for what it's worth, according to Jerry Jones, Dez imposed these rules on himself. And if that is truly the case, that's a big step up for me with Dez Bryant. Because if he really wants to be that elite of a player,
then I'm curving my strip clubs, bitch.
Yeah. If he's laying down the pimp hand for 4 months, I think that's huge, and I would move him up a little bit in my rankings.
Really?
If he's really that serious about being a stud wide receiver, yeah. Because the only thing that's holding Dez Bryant back is Dez Bryant.
I agree.
So if he's removing that from the equation, I like the move.
And listen, they do say he's a stud at practice, he's a beast in camp, so his problems are off the field.
Yeah.
So if he's self-imposing, some of the rules were curfew by 12, no strip clubs, clubs that he goes to has to be approved by the team. He always has to have 3 guards with him when he goes out and 1 guard with him at all times.
When he goes to the bathroom?
Who else has to have self-imposed or other imposed? I think Jim's
Listen, I don't care. If you know your weaknesses and you address your weaknesses, that's how you become strong. That's the way it works. So if he knows that's his bad stuff, I'm all Dez.
I am giving $1,000 to the first person that can get pictures of Dez in a strip club. Because I'm guaranteeing you by what's the first good city they go to on the road?
Does a bye week count?
I don't know.
You know he's got week 12 circled off. Titties!
I guarantee you Dez Bryant's in a strip club before the season ends. No doubt.
I don't know.
All right, so that's what we think, Jim. Anything else you want to talk about? So with Dez Bryant, you said it doesn't make Kevin Ogletree even someone you consider. Even in deeper leagues, dude, I mean, listen, someone's got to be that Laurent Robinson.
No one was Laurent Robinson before Laurent Robinson, and no one's going to be Laurent Robinson again.
Kevin Ogletree.
They had Kevin Ogletree, they had Sam Hurd. No.
All right, so it's still just Dez and Miles. This has moved him up Jim's board a little bit, down my board a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what we think, suicidefantasyfootball.com. You have your opinion. Email Jim at suicidefantasysports.com, Eric at suicidefantasysports.com. Subscribe to our videos below. Check us out Monday night on Blog Talk Radio, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, giving you fantasy football, what you need to know, all in one place. And don't forget, time's running out. suicidefantasyfootball.com. Check out the 3FOR99 coupon code, which allows you to get 3 $50 games for $99.
Play the game.
20% OFF also gets you 20% if you don't want to commit to 3 legs for $99.